She's not gonna say it, not in words, not out loud, but every move she makes, every glance she throws your way, it's a silent confession. Most men miss it. You won't after this. Sign 1. Her eyes linger a second too long. It always starts small, barely noticeable. A glance here, a pause there. But if you're paying attention, really paying attention, you'll feel the difference. Most people look at others the same way they pass through doorways or street corners. It's mechanical, instinctive, forgettable. But with her, it's different. Her eyes don't just land on you, they rest. She's scanning the room like anyone else might, but the moment she finds you, something changes. A softness creeps into her gaze. Her pupils may dilate ever so slightly. Her body might freeze for just a heartbeat longer than it should. She forgets whatever else was happening. Conversations fade. Time loses its grip. And in that pause, just one extra second, you exist more fully in her world than anyone else ever could. But it's not the kind of stare that demands attention on a number. It's hesitant, fragile, like a hand reaching out in the dark, unsure if it will be held or brushed aside. There's vulnerability in the way she looks at you, like she's revealing something she's not ready to say. And it's not just about admiration, it's curiosity, intrigue, wonder. Her gaze is searching for something. Your thoughts, your mood, the way you carry yourself when you think no one's looking. She's not just watching, she's witnessing you. Then she'll look away quickly, too quickly, as if her gaze betrayed her. Maybe she'll smile to herself, trying to recover her mask. Maybe she'll fidget with her hair, check her phone, or speak just to break the silence she feels. But the silence means something, because that one lingering look wasn't random. It wasn't routine. It was a doorway briefly opened into something deeper, and you'll feel it. If you let yourself, you'll feel the question in her eyes. Do you see me the way I see you? Because deep down, she's hoping you noticed, not just the way she looked at you, but what it meant that she's drawn to you. That in a world full of distractions, her attention chose you. And if you catch her in that moment and you return it, you'll both know something real just passed between you. Something quiet, something rare, something that can't be faked. Sign 2. She finds reasons to be around you. At first, it seems like nothing. Coincidence maybe? A shared class? A mutual friends gathering? A random message at 11:47 p.m. asking something she probably could have Googled herself. You don't think much of it until it keeps happening. She's there again and again, in places where she doesn't have to be, but somehow always ends up. You begin to notice how the timing aligns a little too well, how she joins the group chat right when you're active, how she arrives a bit earlier than others and stands just close enough to hear your voice. She'll play it cool, she always does. She'll act like she just happened to be there. But the truth is, people don't rearrange their day around someone unless they feel something. It's not about the excuse she uses to be near you, it's the energy she brings. when she's there. She lingers. She stretches moments that should have ended. She laughs at your jokes not just politely, but like you're the funniest person in the room. She listens even when you're not saying anything important, as if the sound of your voice alone is worth holding on to. And you'll start to feel it, her presence. It starts to become a pattern, a rhythm, like she's subtly weaving herself into your world, thread by invisible thread. You might catch her eyes scanning the room before settling on you, her body subconsciously angling in your direction, her steps slowing when she walks past. These aren't grand gestures, they're micro moments, almost imperceptible, but they speak volumes. She doesn't always have something to say. Sometimes she just is, sitting close enough to feel connected, hovering in your orbit, even if she never says why. And that's the thing, she doesn't need a reason. The truth is, we make time for the things we're drawn to. We invent reasons. We ask unnecessary questions. We show up again and again, not for the thing, but for the person. So when you see her choosing to be where you are, even when she doesn't have to know this, she's not chasing activity. She's chasing connection. She wants to be near you, not for what you do, but for how you make her feel. Because people don't orbit things they're indifferent to. They orbit what pulls at them softly, powerfully, and often without words. Sign 3. She remembers the details you forgot. It happens in passing. You're talking, maybe without thinking. Maybe you're tired. Maybe the day just slips words out of your mouth without much weight. You mention a song you used to play on repeat in high school, or that your mom makes the perfect cup of tea, just the right amount of sugar, just the right kind of silence. You don't dwell on it. You move on. But she doesn't, because she was listening, not just with her ears, but with something quieter, deeper, something like care. And then, sometime later, it comes back to you in the smallest way. Maybe she hums that song you thought no one remembered. Maybe she brings you a cup of tea that tastes uncannily like home. She doesn't announce it. She doesn't say, "Remember when you told me this?" She just does it, gently, like it matters, like you matter. That's not small talk. That's not polite conversation. That's emotional memory, the kind of memory that only activates when your words aren't just heard, but felt. Because when someone genuinely likes you, they carry your details with them. They don't mean to. It just happens. Your voice echoes in their mind long after the moment ends. And it's not about impressing you. It's not some strategic move or carefully planned gesture. It's effortless. It's sincere. It's human. She remembers how you take your coffee, the movie you loved as a kid, the story you told about your first heartbreak and how it changed you, the way your mood shifts when the rain starts falling. Even things you've forgotten you said, she holds onto, like little fragments of you tucked away somewhere safe, as if she's collecting a map to understand who you are when no one's watching. And that's the point. She doesn't just want to talk to you, she wants to know you, because real affection lives in the little things. And when she recalls the tiniest details you let slip accidentally, unguarded, it means she wasn't just present. She cared enough to remember. Conclusion: it's in the quiet things. Love it, the beginning of it, rarely announces itself with grand gestures. It hides in the softest places, in the seconds that last a little too long, in the unexpected messages, in the way someone remembers something you barely remember saying. She may never come right out and say it. She might not even know it herself, but her eyes will pause when they find yours. Her footsteps will find paths that somehow always lead to you. Her memory will cradle your words like they matter, because to her they do. And these signs, they're not coincidences. They're quiet signals, unspoken truths that live in the spaces between words. Because when someone is drawn to you, the universe doesn't shout, it whispers. So listen closely, not to what she says, but how she shows up. Not to what she laughs at, but how often it's when you speak. Not to what she remembers, but why she remembers. Love begins not with declarations, but with attention. And when her presence feels like gravity, subtle, constant, impossible to ignore, you'll know she doesn't just see you, she feels you. And maybe, just maybe, she's hoping you feel it too. If you felt something in these words, if you've seen these signs in someone's eyes, or remembered a moment that made your heart pause, then this is your sign too. There's so much more to uncover about love, presence, and connection. So if you're drawn to these quiet truths, subscribe for more. We don't just talk about emotions here. We feel them together.